Okay guys, I am back and today we're going to be breaking down the brand new gameplay trailer from E3 2018 for Spider-Man on the PlayStation 4. Now the first thing you will notice is the confirmation of the Raft. This is a pretty important location just outside of New York City, which of course houses some of the most infamous criminals in Marvel Comics. Of course, most of Spidey's villains end up here. We of course see that Spider-Man is going to be stuck here, so this is most likely a full-on mission you can't leave once you enter it, and of course we get our reveal of the first villain you're facing here, who happens to be Electro. In the gameplay here, we can see that it's very similar to what you would be used to if you've ever played the Arkham games. More or less, you're stringing up combos. The bigger they get, the more things you can do, like counters and attacks. Very fluid, no like glitching, you're very smoothly moving between targets, jumping around, looking very acrobatic. During this, you're actually filling up a special meter right there, that's the focus meter, and when this thing gets full, you can unleash a super attack, as you just saw. After that, we see how Spidey can quickly bounce around, and we get introduced to the next villain here at the Raft, which happens to be the Rhino. And here it's mentioned that all the villains he's captured over the last 8 years he's been Spider-Man are more or less going on the loose right now. And speaking of villains on the loose, then we get revealed to the Scorpion, who of course is not some sort of like metahuman style hybrid thing with the Scorpion. It is a full-on like a battleized armor suit, which is I think definitely what most of us were looking for. You'll also notice that there's plenty of chase sequences in this that are handled very well, with the use of course of things like Spidey using his Spidey sense to slow down time to give you that little bit of reaction. And as you notice as you're moving around, if you're familiar with things like Uncharted and the Tomb Raider games, you're going to see that he's interacting with the environment, doing these little things like nudging and kind of just bouncing off things, interacting how you actually would if you were in this scenario. As Spidey's trying to catch up with Electro, things don't go smooth as the Vulture shows up and takes him up into the air, but then you get one of those freefall sequences which we've seen before, which is kind of based on a quick reaction moment to swing back into it and continue pursuing whoever you're pursuing, in this case, Electro. As Spidey gets on top, he's surrounded by all the villains we've seen and of course Mr. Negative himself, and he's wondering who they're all working for and who's funding this operation and able to get all this going. Spidey tries to do the whole let me talk my way out of this and distract you, but it doesn't go so smooth. This is of course actually a cutscene and you will not be playing this. Which brings us to Spidey being hurt, crawling towards New York as a giant light shows up in the sky, looking down on him as the gameplay ends. Overall, very impressed, and there's a few little details and things in there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my quick breakdown of this.